Justin Peck alongside Hunter Schuerenberg in run number 1. James McFadden and Corey Eliason in run number 2. Brent Marks and Rico Abreu in run number 3. Zeb Wise, Tyler Courtney in row 4. Spencer Bayston, Corey Day. The first 5 rows in this one. Reminder, the 19 of Brent Marks. He is the Durst Dice Roll driver here in this one, looking for an extra $2,500 from that 5th position. Tri-City Speedway, we got them racked, we got them stacked, and we've got the grandstands packed. Let's go racing off at turn number 4. We are green. In at turn number 1, Justin Peck gets the first call. He'll lead him off at turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Hunter Schuerenberg slides into the 2nd spot. There goes Schuerenberg to the inside, to the left rear of Justin Peck, but Peck will lead lap number 1. Schuerenberg runs in 2nd. Then it's going to be James McFadden in 3rd. He's challenged on the inside by Corey Eliason. The Richardson Racing number 8 car looking for a top 5 run here tonight at Tri-City. He's now challenged on the outside by Rico Abreu. Abreu now ducks low into turn number 1. Eliason hit the rut in turn number 3. Got the car upset, gathers it back in, and crosses back underneath the 24 Rico Abreu. Eliason has 4th. Now Brent Marks coming to call, trying to get underneath the 24 of Abreu. Off of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Abreu has momentum. He has the 5th spot down the back stretch. Wow, Peck already stretching the lead out considerably here. It's a straightaway advantage already for the number 13 at Justin Peck. Peck putting up a torrent pace right now, already on the same straightaway as the leaders. Your leader nearly clipped the wall right there. That bump into turn number 3 will decide something here tonight. Whether it's the winner or a big wreck, we don't know yet. Peck already catching the lap cars. He's on the back bumper of Jacob Allen as they work off of turn number 4. Peck now working into traffic, trying to find a way by the number 1A of Jacob Allen. Schuerenberg still in 2nd. Brad Sweet underneath the number 9 at Casey Kane. That's for the race, about 9th position. Give it to the 49 car down into turn number 1. Peck already around 3 cars, getting by Allen, getting by Kling, not able to clear the 42 of Andy Bishop. Hunter Schuerenberg trying to close in. That time by, he was about a 10th faster than the 13 at Justin Peck. He's going to need more than that, though, to catch up to the Big Motorsports number 13 car. Everybody right around the rim in turns 3 and 4 with the exception of the 24 Rico Abreu. Abreu tries the bottom right there. Here is McFadden trying to get by the 19H of Hunter Schuerenberg. They work off of turn number 2. McFadden was in the slick there. Took a while to get to the cushion, and he's going to lose a little bit of ground to the Hybrid Motorsports number 19H. Peck now struggling to get through the back of the field here. Has not gotten by Will Armitage or the 51B of Joe B. Miller. Peck certainly struggling, and Schuerenberg closes back in. That last time by, Schuerenberg was 0.4 of a second faster than your race leader. Schuerenberg kind of gets in on the cushion, gets off it, and then gets back to it on the exit of the corner. Interesting line right now from the Hybrid Motorsports number 19H. Schuerenberg closing in again. 3 more tenths taken off the race lead. Justin Peck certainly struggling, getting through the 3rd corner right now as Corey Day tries to get underneath the 19 of Brent Marks. Cannot make the pass. Those 2 racing for the 6th position as they work back into turn number 1. Brad Sweet underneath the Zeb Wise. Brad Sweet is now up to 8th. Car off the pace, 2 cars off the pace, and into the infield. One is the 51B of Joe B. Miller. And the caution flag is out. The 7A of Will Armitage is around in turn number 4. Caution waves with 10 laps complete and 20 to go. Will Armitage was running 20th at the time of that incident. Armitage tonight in his high limit racing debut was racing with Ayrton Gennetten for the 19th position. So your race leader is Justin Peck with 10 laps complete. Following him is the 2nd place car of Hunter Schuerenberg. 3rd is the 83 of James McFadden. 4th, the 8 of Corey Eliason. And 5th, the number 24 of Rico Abreu. 6th is the 19 of Brent Marks. 7th, Corey Day. And the 14, Zeb Wise, should maintain the 8th position in car number 26. Then it is Brad Sweet and then Tyler Courtney. Brad Sweet and Brent Marks still the only 2 drivers so far this year through the first 13 races have made the top 10 every single time. Sweet trying to keep that alive tonight as well. He is currently in the 9th position. 51B of Joe B. Miller pulling back onto the racetrack now. Maybe he had a little stop down here with his pit crew to make an adjustment or something, but he's back onto the racetrack on the front straightaway. So among your top 6 cars, none of them have went to victory lane so far this year with Kubota Highlander Racing. The 14 of Corey Day, the first one of the top 10 drivers that has had a victory so far this year. Rico Abreu and Brent Marks, both of them have went to victory lane at some point this year. They won with the World of Outlaws, as the 19 of Marks did it with the Outlaws at Cotton Bowl Speedway. Rico Abreu did it at the 81 Speedway. We've got the Frozen Farmer Pick Pine out. Haven't seen that thing in a while. We had no cautions last night at 34 Raceway, so for the first time this weekend, we will see the Frozen Farmer Pick Pine, and Justin Peck will choose the bottom. Schuerenberg goes up to the top. Looks like pretty normal status quo here as they make their way towards the tail end of the field here around the Frozen Farmer Pick Pine. No games really being played. There was one right there. One guy going out of line. There's another one right there. So a little bit of games being played there towards the end of the running order. Lights are out. Going green this time by. 20 laps to go. 21 laps to go. 20 laps to go. Here we go. Justin Peck. Here comes James McFadden, shot out of a cannon into turn number 1, slides in front of Hunter Schuerenberg, and McFadden's got second down the back straightaway. Schuerenberg right back to the inside in turn number 3, but he's not going to get there in time, and McFadden drives around him. James McFadden now up into the second. Schuerenberg now feeling the heat from Corey Eliason. Here comes Brent Marks around the outside, trying to get by Rico Abreu. Marks is up to 5th now. Move the 19 car up to P5. Marks now underneath of Corey Eliason into turns 3 and 4. Can Brent Marks get by him for the 4th spot? He will. Brent Marks up to 4th, and now to 3rd. The Durst Dice Roll driver is up to 3rd. Brent Marks, great lap right there, got by several cars, and is now on the bottom step of the podium. Brad Sweet 3 wide into turn number 3. Sweet trying to get by Eliason and trying to get by Schuerenberg. They got together a little bit off of turn number 4. Sweet nearly lost the handle on the Napa Auto Parts 49 car. Rico Abreu now underneath of Brad Sweet, trying to take the spot back away. Cannot do it. Sweet has got 6 down the backstretch. Can James McFadden reel in the 13 of Justin Peck? Last night, absolute heartbreaker for James McFadden. Lost by 12 1/1000ths of a second. He is closing in on Justin Peck off of turn number 4. Last time by, McFadden a 10th and a half faster. This time by, he was just under a 10th faster than your race leader. It is cowboy up around Tri-City Speedway here tonight. It is rough, and it is on the wall as Peck works his way back into traffic. Around the outside of Jacob Allen, next car in his sights is the 7 of Will Armitage. Peck entered in low, gets to the cushion, gives a run to the 83 McFadden. McFadden closing in down the backstretch. Biding his time, still a long ways to go in this one. 16 complete and 14 to go. Justin Peck trying to find a way around Will Armitage. Now he's stuck behind Andy Bishop. Gets to the cushion right in front of McFadden. McFadden gets tight. Here comes Brent Marks. 3-car battle for the lead shaping up here at Tri-City. Marks now goes to the bottom. Made the pass for 3rd down there earlier on. He's got 2nd off of turn number 4. Brent Marks up to 2nd. Brent Marks, the Durst Dice Roll driver, trying to win it for the 2nd time this year. Corey Day did it at Red Dirt, and now Marks to the inside, takes the lead. Here comes Brad Sweet as well. Brad Sweet's up to 3rd. Brad Sweet from 11th to 3rd as Marks gets in front of 2 cars. He puts 2 cars between himself and Justin Peck. Marks nearly hit the wall right there off of turn number 2. Gathers the M&M Painting and Construction 19 back in. Maintains the top spot. James McFadden nearly got into Brad Sweet off of turn number 4. Close call there for Sweet and McFadden. Now Sweet underneath of Justin Peck. He's up to 2nd. Brad Sweet on an absolute torrent pace right now. McFadden will follow through. McFadden's up to 3rd. Just for a moment, though, Justin Peck back to the inside. Now Sweet, an aggressive maneuver to get by Will Armitage right there to put him by the wayside. Sweet now having to work with the 34 car of Sterling Kling. Nearly hits the wall right there. That car is bouncing all over the racetrack. Sweet now underneath of Sterling Kling. No lap cars separate the top 2 drivers. Next time by, oh, red flag. Car upside down in turn 4. It is Tanner Thorson. He is looking straight up at the sky. Tanner Thorson looking straight up at the sky, upside down in turn number 4. He was running in the 16th time of the incident. Flat left rear tire on Brenham Crouch's car. Brenham Crouch was running 13th at the time, and Crouch heading to the work area with a flat left rear as they try and figure out a way to get the Rod Gross Motorsports 88 car back on all 4 wheels as Crouch arrives in the work area. Got a replay coming up here on Flow Racing. We'll see what happened to Tanner Thorson and Brenham Crouch. And Crouch got the wall right there. Brenham Crouch hit the wall. Tanner Thorson absolutely no place to go. Got into the back of the slowing number 1 car and got upside down. So Tanner Thorson, to no fault of his own there, has got that number 88 car looking the wrong direction. And by wrong direction, I'm talking the extreme wrong direction. The repairs going on right now for the number 1 of Brenham Crouch. Tony Laporta, what are you seeing down there? Looks like they're struggling to get that car back on all 4 wheels.
Yeah, MedStar and Track Safety are here on the scene. Tanner Thorson has gotten out of that race car. He's got his helmet and steering wheel in hand. He is walking away. That car facing nose up towards the outside catch fence with the left side down against the wall.
Thank you for that update. Good to hear that Tanner Thorson is out of the car. He is walking away from the incident scene there. This MedStar safety team is on the scene down there to try and assist getting that car back into a position where it can get off of the racing surface. Plenty of time for the Crouch Motorsports number 1 car to get back onto the racetrack with that new left rear tire, Tony.
Tanner, they're working on getting your number 88 out of a pretty precarious position. First of all, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Just typical squirrel dicks out in front. Not even in front. We're in the back fucking around for dead last. So, yeah, it sucks, man. Tore up a really good race car. I think this thing's probably junk, and yeah.
All right, well, we're glad you're okay. Tanner Thorson. Remember, Chase, we reported just a few nights ago at Lakeside that he suspects a broken rib on his right side, so a very scary crash, complicating an injury he's already sustained. So Tanner Thorson's night over early, but as you heard him talk to us, he is okay, just a little upset. So Brenham told me, he said, listen, I feel like I'm now in a good spot to get myself out of those holes, out of those sticky situations. He said, my next step is trying to find out how to avoid putting myself and not having to dig out of those holes. Brenham Crouch, a young man who's progressing very quickly right now after racing night in and night out with these guys.
You could certainly tell he's made some progress here in 2024. We're coming back to the green flag with 8 laps to go here at Tri-City Speedway. Here we go. Marks gets a great restart there and pulls about 4 car lengths on Sweet as they work into turn number 1. Marks enters in a little bit higher. Brad Sweet kind of skips through turn number 1, gets into the cushion and gets tight. Justin Peck not close enough to make any challenges on that Napa Auto Parts number 49 car. Here comes Rico Abreu underneath of James McFadden, tries a slider, not clear. McFadden drives around on the outside. McFadden maintains the 4th position. Rico runs in 5th. Here comes Hunter Schuerenberg underneath the Corey Eliason. Eliason nearly clips the wall. Schuerenberg's got the spot down the backstretch. Move Hunter Schuerenberg now up into the 7th position. Schuerenberg nearly getting in the wall once again. It is treacherous out there right now. Sweet not able to maintain the pace of your race leader, James McFadden, into the wall. McFadden losing several spots down the back straightaway. And McFadden has a flat right rear. Flat right rear on the 83, and James McFadden, he is struggling to get that car around the racetrack. McFadden still under power right now. We are still under green flag conditions. Keeping an eye on Brent Marks, this time by 4 laps to go. Brad Sweet not too far behind him. That time by 1.1 seconds behind. The McGrewBid.com, number 19. As they work back into turn number 3, traffic will certainly play a factor in this one before it's over. Marks hooks the cushion. He bikes up off of turn number 4. Brad Sweet closing back in. That time by just 0.7 of a second separate the top 2. Justin Peck not too far behind as well. Next time by, 2 laps to go. Marks to the back of the field, around the outside of James McFadden, around the outside of Andy Bishop, trying to put those 2 a lap down. Brad Sweet, that time by, 0.5 second behind. Next time is the white flag, but the yellow flag is going to come out. an exploded right rear for James McFadden, and he was going around the track for what seemed like forever with some kind of damage. He got into the wall in turn number 2, racing with Rico Abreu inside the top 5. And McFadden now going, and you can see some of the debris coming off the car. That looked like actually the Nerf bar. The right side Nerf bar potentially coming off, and yeah, it's not on the car anymore. So McFadden having a right rear tire explode there after contact with the wall, blowing the Nerf bar right off. And Tony, it sounds like a potential flat right rear tire for Brent Marks, I'm hearing. We'll get a look at it this time by, but it sounds like there could be a potential tire going down on the 19 car.
I'm right here underneath his crew, Chase, and either they don't know it or they're trying to show that they don't know it because...
Look at it. Yeah, he just gassed it up under green. There's a problem.
They see it. Now they see it. These guys are watching Brent make his way around.
Brent Marks was leading this race last year before getting into it with Danny Dietrich and taking him out of the race there. And now deja vu at Tri-City. And here is what happened with Brent Marks. Right there, gets into the wall. And right there, got the wall off of turn number 4. And that may be the nail in the coffin for Brent Marks. He is going to try and run this thing out. Brent Marks, potential right rear going down at least slowly here. We'll see if he can make it to the end. But he was gassing it up under caution, testing to see how bad it is.
Chase, I'll tell you this. These guys on Brent Marks' crew, they're a bunch of stone cold killers because they aren't reacting one bit. They know right now there's nothing they can do. Brent's going to go out there and run this thing as hard as he can, and if that right rear is going to go down, they're just going to have to see where the cards fall, because right now we're going back to green.
Let's see what happens. Brent Marks trying to hang on with the potentially damaged race car. Marks back into turn number 1, gets to the cushion on the exit. Looks like no issues right now for him as he works down the back straightaway. Brad Sweet 4 or 5 car lengths behind. Marks struggling on the entry. Here's the white flag. 1 to go for Brent Marks. Marks trying to hold on with a damaged race car. Gets into the cushion off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Into 3 and 4. Gets into the cushion. Right rear is going to hold on. He'll be the second Durst Dice Roll winner of the year. Brent Marks gets the win. Brad Sweet second. James McFadden, or Justin Peck in third. Rico Abreu fourth. And Tyler Courtney finishes up in 5th. Brent Marks, we got one around the backstretch. That is Brian Bell, but Brent Marks will get an extra $2,500 for the win, and he gets an extra $2,500 to Madeline Shelton from St. Peters, Missouri. She's taking home 2,500 big ones. For the second time this year, the Durst Dice Roll has been claimed. Your finishing order: Brent Marks gets the win. Brad Sweet 11th to 2nd. Justin Peck finishes in 3rd. 4th goes to Rico Abreu. 5th to Tyler Courtney in the 7BC. Hunter Schuerenberg in the 19H was 6th. Then Corey Eliason 7th. Corey Day in 8th. Zeb Wise 9th. And another top 10 for the 55 of Chris Windom. 11th was Spencer Bayston. 12th, Parker Price Miller. 13th, Casey Kane. 14th, Skylar G. 15th, that was Brenham Crouch. 16th, Brian Bell. 17th, Ayrton Gennetten. 18th with James McFadden. 19th, Sterling Kling. And 20th to Will Armitage. Brent Marks gets the Kubota Highland Racing Victory Lane hat, the Hoosier Tire neckband, the Sunoco Race Fuels checkered flag. His first win of 2024 with Kubota Highland Racing. How about it for Brent Marks? Well, Tony, it looks like that right rear tire may be inflated, but I got to imagine there's some kind of damage to the suspension on the right rear as Brent Marks gets a congratulatory high five from Heath Moyle and Fudd and the whole crew down there. They've got to be absolutely thrilled.
Well, we'll definitely ask him about how that race car felt because, yeah, Chase, taking a look at it, the right rear does look okay, at least the tire itself. Brent, come on around over here. 4 trips to the podium, 6 top 5s. 13 top 10s, I believe, are the numbers. But for the first time in 2024, you're a winner with Kubota High Limit Racing. How good does that feel?
Feels awesome. I feel like we've been so close numerous times this year, and even last year with the midweek series. And felt like we had a chance to win at this racetrack actually last year, and was racing for the lead, and Dietrich was in front of me and he broke, and I ran him over and we crashed. And so tonight felt like redemption for me for that race last year. But oh man, it just feels amazing to get into victory lane here with the High Limit Series. I just feel like we've just haven't been able to do it. But tonight's the night for us.
Last night you talked about consistency and how good it feels to be consistent, but you said you wanted to win. Clearly, you had the pace, you've had the speed. Now, I've got to ask you, Chase Rodman up in the booth, we thought there was a problem with that right rear tire. For a little while, it looked like it was down. You were gassing it up under caution. Was everything healthy on this race car?
After that red, we got back to green there. I hit the wall off of turn 4, so felt like something was a little goofy there, but it was just probably a bent suspension part. But I'm glad the tire stayed up. So yeah. I hit that pretty hard. So we got pretty fortunate there. I just got a little too aggressive and just lost my patience a little bit. So had to get myself in check and run some good laps there at the end and just hold off Brad. He's been really good and I obviously this whole team, but me especially, we just wanted to get in victory lane. So I was just doing everything I could not to lose that race tonight.
Coming into the night, third in championship points. Again, consistency has been the hallmark on this number 19 car, but tonight you are a winner. So for the first time in 2024, I get to ask you, as a high roller, a full-time driver with Kubota High Limit Racing, you have won a feature, which means you get to decide where $1,000 of an Angel Donor's money goes this season. Where are you sending that Angel Donor's $1,000?
Well, I have a buddy back home in Pennsylvania. His name's Christian. And so I want to donate that to his cause, and it's the Central PA Down Syndrome Awareness Group. So, he's a really, really cool kid, and he's every time we won a race last year, and especially in Pennsylvania, he was just always there in victory lane to greet me, and so this win's for him tonight. Also, tomorrow's Mother's Day, so I want to wish a happy Mother's Day to my mom, my wife Bailey, and my mother-in-law Teresa. So I'm just really happy to be standing here in victory lane tonight. It just feels like a huge weight off my shoulders. We've won everything else under the sun and just haven't been able to get a high limit race victory under our belt. So tonight was a night for us. So I'm just so proud of this Murray Marks Motorsports team. Heath, Fudd, Jared, they just work extremely hard, and as much as we've been running really good, we just haven't really been all that good. So we've been working on this car to get me more comfortable, and tonight was the night for that. So obviously cannot thank everybody enough that supports this race team. Alan Murray, McGrewBid.com, M&M Painting and Construction, Babs Paints, Livewire Customs, Fredericksburg Eagle Hotel, Maxim Chassis, FK Shocks, Cage Suspension, HP Engines, the list goes on and on and on. So Sanders Wheels, we've switched over to them this year and been really happy. So clobbered a wall for 4 and that thing held up. So we're thrilled with that. So man, I'm just really excited and great crowd tonight. It's just thank you all for coming out and supporting this series. And I know it's new and it's challenging, and I'm proud to be a high limit driver, and I'm having a lot of fun in the series. And I'm just glad everybody's here to support us.
Well, we're proud of you. We got one more bit of business to attend to. Did you know you were the Durst Dice Roll driver of the night?
That's what Kendra told me, so that's pretty awesome.
All right, Miss Madeline Shelton here. Madeline, come in. That's an extra $2,500 because she rolled a 5. You started in the 5th position. Now, Madeline, I'm going to slide Brent here, and I'm going to ask you, you didn't seem too excited about Brent being your Durst Dice Roll winner. Are you a bit bigger Brent Marks fan tonight?
A much bigger fan.
All right, $2,500. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in his career and the first time this season, Brent Marks wins with High Limit. He's back here at the tail tank of the car celebrating $2,500 extra dollars. Durst Dice Roll, making dreams come true. Brad Sweet is congratulating our winner, Brent Marks. Brad, what's that conversation like with that guy right there?
Oh, I just saw him, with 3 to go, about destroy his car over off turn 4. So I was telling him, man, it was interesting watching for me. But, the track was tricky tonight. A lot of fun, honestly. I just, wish things would have played out a little different. But it's cool for our Napa Auto Parts car to come from 11th. And just didn't get the greatest start. It just took me too long to get going. And when I caught those guys, the group, Brent had just kind of snuck by him right before me. And I was able to get up there. But with those, just single file and the rubber kind of started to come in on the straightaways. Just didn't have enough to get by Brent, but we'll take a second tonight. I think we didn't have the greatest car early in the night and made some good changes again. So just my guys have been doing a great job, and just really fun to drive this Napa car right now. So obviously want to win them all, but if you can't win, second's the next best thing. And happy for Brent. He's been, knocking on the door each and every night. So it's really competitive out here. It's tough to win these races right now. So just happy that we rolled it in the box. That was a tricky track.
After 3 wins in a row, Brad Sweet comes home second here at Tri-City Speedway. Justin Peck started on the pole, and man, you looked so good there for so long. You end up in third. Is tonight a night worthy of some Jack and Cokes, or are you guys going to go to work on this thing as soon as you get back home?
I think it's a Miller Lite kind of night, but you know, I thought we had a really good race car all night long and qualified well, and thought we might have been you know, free in the heat race, and come to find out we had a bleeder bleeder not working, so had a bunch of air pressure, and was really good in the dash, and you know, I really had a great car there in the feature. Just you know, caught traffic there, and man, I got lap cars banging wheels, and I just could not seem to get a run on him to try and slide him, and there was no hole to try and get around him, and you know, as soon as I saw the hole open up off of 2, you know, I tried to turn down and spun the tires, and that's when Brent passed all 3 of us at one corner. So, you know, I'm really happy with the race car, and just, you know, maybe, you know, wish we got through lap traffic a little bit better. But, you know, all in all, this, you know, Avanti, Coastal Race Parts, Water Treatment by Design, Genmore Florist, you know, 13 is pretty fast. So we'll, you know, we'll take it to the Big Spring Car Wash and wash her up and get her ready for Kokomo.
Hey, yeah, I was going to say, good news. We're heading back to Kokomo, where this guy stood on top of the wing with Kubota High Limit Racing last season. Justin Peck in third, Brad Sweet in second, and for the first time in 2024, and the first time in his career, Brent Marks is a winner with Kubota High Limit Racing. Chase, this track provided pretty much everything you could ask for tonight. Multiple grooves of racing, a bump to try to navigate over there in turn number 3, and it also provided a first-time winner here in 2024. You said it, but all 6 of our drivers in the FK Rod Ends Dash had not claimed victory here in 2024 with Kubota High Limit Racing. So this kind of freshness, this kind of turnover, this kind of parity is what you can expect, it sounds like, for the rest of the summer here in 2024 with Kubota High Limit Racing. We got some modifieds coming up on track, and then after that, we're shutting her down, packing her up, and going to Indiana's baddest bull ring in Kokomo, Indiana. I'll see you there, Chase.
We will see you there, Tony. Great job down there all night long. And incredible to think that Brent Marks' car did make it to the finish. It sounded like Brent and Brad Sweet both were worried about his car if it would make it to the end there. And it sounds like nothing broke, nothing bent, nothing flat. He's able to make it all the way to the finish. We've got a quick recap of the race here. Justin Peck led very early in this one. It looked like it might have been his race to win. James McFadden and Hunter Schuerenberg, they were going at it pretty early. It looked like Schuerenberg maybe had a car to contend for a podium finish here tonight as he barely misses Will Armitage spinning around right there in the 4th corner. And then McFadden finally put the move on the Hybrid Motorsports number 19 car to move up to 2nd. Brent Marks got going on the bottom. He passed about 3 cars in 1 lap in that 19 car, and that's when we knew that he was a guy to watch for in this one. Brad Sweet just throwing caution to the wind right there to get by Corey Eliason. He was fun to watch from the 11th starting position. And then here came Marks in a 3-car tussle with him, McFadden, and Peck. Marks makes the move right here in traffic. Peck was stuck behind a couple of slower cars. Peck hooks the cushion right there, and Marks goes right on by to take the win. There's the incident right there between Tanner Thorson and Brenham Crouch that sent him upside down. McFadden gets into the wall there. He putts around for 4 or 5 laps, and then the tire finally explodes on that machine. And Brent Marks would hang on, and well, actually, hit the wall right there and almost not hang on. Got into the wall, and there's the damage for McFadden. And then Marks would hang on a restart with just a couple laps to go to score the win, his first of the season with Kubota High Limit Racing. And it's about time, man. He's been in the top 10 every single night. He's been on the podium a bunch. But finally, win number 1 is his, and it happens here tonight at Tri-City Speedway.